Right, so it's our last day in Iraqi Kurdistan, unfortunately. But fortunately, we have the pleasure to spend it with Mr. Haval again in his Toyota Fortuna with his son, Abdullah. So today we're heading to two religious places, one Christian in Alqosh, and also to the centre of the Yazidi faith in Lalish. And then we're going to finish the day, probably with a lot of other tourists, in Amedi, which is the second oldest city in Kurdistan. So, Babroin. Okay, so we've arrived at Alqosh. It's a Christian town just below us. You can see it in the background there. The main point of interest here is this monastery that's just behind us, the Rabban Hormizd Monastery. We're going to go inside in a minute. Also, another interesting thing about this area is it was on the border of the no-fly zone that the Americans established in 1991 between Kurdistan and the rest of Iraq. So just behind us would have been the start over that mountain of the no-fly zone. So Saddam had no control of that area past 91. And then below us, in the distance, Alqosh, the rest of the area. You can't see Mosul from here, it would be just over that hill. This would all have been controlled by Saddam up until 2003, when of course the Americans invaded, and the British. Okay, so we're in the Rabban Hormizd church. This is an abandoned church from the 7th century. It was founded by a monk who came here from Iran. Like a lot of the monasteries in this area, it's seen a lot of conflict. The Mongols came here and caused trouble. The Kurds have also come here and caused trouble as well at a time, as well as all of the issues with kind of ISIS more recently. But throughout that, the monastic community here in the monastery has survived. They now live a little lower down in the town of Alqosh, so this is abandoned, but this is one of the first caves. We're in a cave at the minute where they would have had a monastery. So there are 14 of these. They are the stations of Christ, that's what they symbolise. So traditionally in the Bible, Jesus went through 14 different tests before being crucified, and these 14 crosses carved in the 7th century are meant to represent that. Yeah, so that was the first church we were in. Now this is the second church, and overall there are 7 churches, right? Yeah. Saba Kanatis.
Three gone.
3 gone. What happened to them?
Destroyed.
Oh, I see. Oh, right. I'm back.
Yeah.
These are all tunnels that the monks would have used?
Yeah.
Yeah.
بعدين يجي يسحب فيك شيء ويجيب يطلع هذا كهف القديسين هذا ورا الشارع.
So this tunnel, this hole goes down to the car where I parked my car.
Oh, I see. That far down?
Yeah, that's far down. There's so many tunnels. Most of it are closed actually.
Cool. So this would have connected all of the different churches. Yeah.
So this is the room of Saint Hormizd.
Okay.
who was living here, and he was staying here for 40 days to Amedi.
And he was the man who founded the monastery. He came from Iran. Yeah. Okay.
And then sometimes I see Christians, they make wishes or prayer. So they made a wish, and then they close their eyes, and then they walk. Eyes closed. With their finger set up here, their wishes, prayer become true.
Okay.
Close your eyes.
Oh, very good, very good.
Oh.
Oh. Takriban.
Your turn.
Takriban. My turn. Oh, I need to do it. Okay, right. Okay.
Go back.
This way, yeah?
Yeah. Close your eyes.
Almost. Takriban. Maybe. Yeah. 75%. Just as we're leaving, you can see some of the caves here that the monks would have lived in. So just up there in the top, there's some there to the right of us as well. Yeah, we've met two lovely ladies who are speaking Suryani. It is the language of this region. It's what the Christians speak here. How do you say كيف حالك?
كيف حالك شلونك؟
شلونك بسورياني؟ دخيد. And how do you say أنا بخير? رندت. Oh, okay. I need to learn a few words because we're going to Alqosh in a minute. Okay. So we're now in the Christian town of Alqosh. You can tell it's a Christian town by some of the iconography here, and there's a madrasa next to us, a religious school, and this is one of the oldest towns in the region. It goes back to before Christ, certainly before the time of Islam. Obviously there's been a lot of adversity in this region, not just recently with the Islamic State, which was only about 10 kilometres away. Apparently everyone fled this town during the time of Islamic State to Erbil, to other parts, but also back in the past as well. There's been a lot of adversity here. The Mongols have come here. There's been problems with Iran, with Iraqi sheikhs in the past. So let's have a look round and see what we can find in the town of Alqosh. So this town was originally founded by the Assyrians in the 6th century. So whilst it's a Christian town now, of course it existed before Christianity. And a sign of that is this tomb, which we can't go in unfortunately, from the 6th century BC, that is of a famous Jewish leader called Nahum. This is an abandoned house. Maybe the people have gone to America, Germany, or further afield to flee from the conflict that has never been too far from this region. Right, we're on our way to Lalish, but unfortunately we've got a minor traffic jam in front of us here. Yeah. We're just passing an oil field here in Kurdistan. Whilst oil was originally discovered in Kirkuk, the most significant reserves in Iraq are in Basra. However, notwithstanding, there are still significant as well reserves here in Kurdistan, and recently that has caused a problem between the Kurdish government and the federal Iraqi government in terms of how that oil is sold. That flame there is just natural gas being burnt off as they are drilling the oil. So that's all wasted natural gas that we so crave in the winter in Europe, just being burnt off in the search for oil here in Kurdistan.
Last week,
So right, we've now arrived in Lalish. So this is the holiest place for Yazidis, right? And so we're going to explore a bit more about their faith, their beliefs, hopefully meet some of the people Yeah, Saval, tell us what this is.
Yeah, you tell me, what is this?
Okay, right,
Yeah.
okay, I will tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yazidism is the oldest monotheistic faith, so a faith that believes in one God, and allegedly this is the rock that Adam was created from, or where he landed. Where he landed. So this is where, according to Yazidis, humanity began.
God created Adam in this location, in this, or from this rock. So it depends.
Okay.
The stories and
Yes, yeah. And why the word Yazidi? Because the word for God in Yazidism is Ezda.
Ezda, yeah.
The one that gives.
He created himself.
The one who creates himself.
Yeah.
And so the followers of Ezda are the Yazidis. One thing that we must do as well in Lalish is walk either barefoot or with socks, right?
Yeah.
Just as a show of respect to the holiness of the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In charge in the baptism spring or well or the water. Unfortunately, we cannot go inside because it's only Yazidi
It's a holy
allowed,
place.
Yeah,
Okay.
allowed to go inside. She does the baptism
Okay.
for the kids, and you saw the family who invite us.
Yes.
They brought the kids from Germany to be baptized here.
Because every Yazidi should visit Lalish, right? And ideally
Every
be
Yazidi
baptismed here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you know how we do the baptism.
Yes.
You know, I explained to you earlier.
You did.
Yes.
It is they throw water on the person 3 times,
Three
right?
times on
1,
the head,
2, 3
yeah.
on the head.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
And she take the water from this. Do you see that cup? What do you call it? This? Do you see?
Oh
This-
yes.
Yeah. So as a pilgrim, when they come here, they have to drink it from.
It's a gold
yeah.
cup.
No.
Okay.
Just yellow.
Just like okay.
Guys, also we cannot go inside here.
Okay.
But do you remember we talked about priest, Baba
Priests.
Shawish?
Yes.
So when he die,
Yeah.
they will bury him here.
I see.
So
And
this is a cemetery for all previous priests who lived in Lalish.
you were saying, Haval, that the Yazidis only have one priest.
Correct, and he lives.
He lives here.
He lives here.
One priest and one Pope.
We call it Baba Sheikh. They call
Baba
it Baba
Sheikh.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So guys, these are interesting. You see these holes,
Yeah.
and here also. Can you show them here also? So in Lalish we have 365 holes like this. So this is a place that they put candle in the every day. We said a family live in Lalish. This family every day turn on 365 candles, which is each candle representing for each day per
Day
year.
of the year.
So when they do that just before sunset, and they put all 365 candles all around Lalish temple, they do that before sunset. Before sunset, because when sun goes down, sun representing to God, they have fire in the temple, which also fire are representing.
Because
God.
you were explaining that the Yazidis worship nature as an old religion. They're very connected with nature, so they pray towards the sun, water. There are 4 elements. Is it 4 elements?
Actually, it's 7.
Okay.
But the 4 are very important and holy.
Okay.
The holiest one is sun, fire, water, air.
Earth, and they will pray towards the sun when the sun's out, and when it's night time, fire.
Exactly. Do you see Noah and his ark? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they believe when Noah's ark flood, when the earth flood, Noah's ark touched the mountain and it has broken or hole. It has hole. The ark broken has hole. Black snake they cover that hole. So in Yazidis they believe that black snake saved life. So that's why black snake is holy, and we're gonna see the statue of black snake in the entrance of the temple.
It's interesting they believe in Noah as well. So there are some connections to Christianity and Islam.
Okay.
Yeah.
You read it, it's written Suqa Ma'rifete.
Ma'rifete.
Suqa Ma'rifete, knowledge market. So long time ago, when Yazidi were coming as a pilgrims to Lalish from India, from Georgia, Armenia, wherever, so they used to learn about their religion in this area. So there was a holy sheikh or priest or whatever sitting here to teach them about their religion. So that's why I call it Suqa Ma'rifete, that's mean the knowledge market.
I see, because there is no written book in Yazidism,
Exactly.
is there? So they would need to come here to learn about their religion.
Absolutely.
And their religion has changed quite a lot throughout time, particularly because of the 70 or so genocides that they've suffered, which has meant that they've had to adapt their religion to the circumstances in which they've lived.
Shape of their tower, we said they don't have mosque, synagogue, church. In their village they have that shrine.
Yes.
So wherever or whenever you see this shrine, this tower, that means someone are buried under, but not this one. This is an example.
Yes.
Why they choose this shape? Because the top is representing to the sun, and these are sunrise, and this is the earth.
Interesting.
The planet. And then here we have 7, how you see this column, which is representing to the
sides.
7 angels. And here we have 4 sides representing to the 4 seasons. 4 seasons also considering a nature.
The 4 seasons, the Chwar
version. Abdullah, Wara, what is the 4 season? 4 season. Very, very English.
Summer,
Yeah.
summer, spring,
Yeah.
winter,
Winter.
autumn.
Yeah.
You are good
very
teacher.
good.
You are good teacher, Andrew. Paul,
Okay.
and also some Yazidi believe there is angel in any entrance. Even they
Right.
do it in their home.
Okay.
Me personally, I don't know exactly what is the reason, but for respect,
We
I
must
would
walk
say
over.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Right. Okay. Noted. Let's do it.
آخر شيء بس هو على اليمين.
Walk over, please. So this is the blessing bread. This they call it blessing bread. So in March, Yazidis tribe, they donate the bread and they put it here. Then later on, when pilgrims they come, they finish their pilgrims, they take a piece of bread as a blessing. Or we have something in Arabic, I'm sure there is no translate in English. We call it milh wa zad. Milh means salt. Zad means
Additional.
Zad means food.
Food.
Anything food. So if you have milh wa zad from Lalish, that means you get blessed.
Okay.
So pilgrims, when they finish their pilgrimage, so they take a piece of bread for blessing themselves or blessing their hometown. To eat or to keep it there.
Okay.
And here we have those guys are pilgrims. They do pilgrims. They are murid. They are murid, and they how you say in English? When you work without money, what do you call it?
Charity.
No charity. No,
volunteer.
Volunteer. Most of them they do volunteer to clean the Lalish.
I see.
Today is Friday. Lots of people coming. So those guys, before they do the cleaning thing and they do the pilgrimage. So everything here is holy.
So you said that there are 3 castes in Yazidism.
Yeah.
There is the murid, there is the pir, and there is the sheikh.
Exactly.
Right, and that they cannot marry between
each
the castes,
other.
and each has a separate role within the religion.
To be specific for you, to have more good picture about Yazidism, actually there are more than 3 castes.
Okay.
But we don't go into these details because we get very confused. Don't forget about it. That just keep in your mind.
3.
It's more than 3. Okay. Because each caste between them, I think at least the last one, or no, the first one get divided too.
Okay.
Just to have it.
Cool.
Sorry.
Yeah. Johnny, Bashi. Yes? Right, okay.
So tell me, why is the black snake here?
Oh, it's a lot of pressure, Haval. So it's a black snake because when I've forgotten. I'm getting tired. When Noah came to the earth, there was a black snake who helped save Noah. Going into, but I've forgotten.
So let's say, Lorraine, please, can you explain to us why black snake is here? The statue of black snake.
No idea.
Okay, no idea.
It's to block a hole.
Yeah, exactly. So when the earth flooded,
Yeah.
Noah's Ark touch mountain. How you say touch mountain in English?
Yeah. Touch the mountain.
Touch the mountain. So it has
made a hole.
It made a hole, broken.
And
the
a black
shape
snake
covered
the hole.
Do not let the snake, the
ship
ark,
sink.
Exactly. Okay, can you say it again?
Yeah, I will. Okay. Right. So, take two. Yeah. So the Yazidis believe that the black snake is holy because they also believe in Noah, in Noah's Ark, and when Noah's Ark hit the top of a mountain, when the earth flooded, they believe a black snake tapped the hole created in the ship by the mountain and hence saved humanity. So for them, the black snake is very holy. It symbolises life, continuity.
The temple of the shrine, you saw it in other shrine.
Yes.
Ghafuri Rey shrine. So they made a wish.
Okay.
They made a wish and then they tie a knot.
Okay.
So this is somebody's wish.
Okay.
If someone behind them come untie a knot, you made somebody's wishes
Come true.
So
you made it come true.
Exactly. As a Yazidi, if before you make a wish for yourself, you have to untie a knot, make somebody's wishes come true, and then you make wishes for yourself.
Okay. Shall we try? That was a big wish, Lorena, obviously, because it was very tight. It was hard to... Oh, you got it?
I don't want to be disappointment for the person who made the wish.
Right, and now you need to tie one.
Yeah?
Make a wish for yourself.
Make a wish.
Okay, guys, what was your wish?
I cannot tell.
You're not allowed to tell the wish about it. It won't come true.
I have clever students. I have to say this.
It was a trick question.
Yes,
it was a trick question.
Exact nothing, but you leave all together. Here. Cool. Keep this for you. You leave the donation here, and also you have to walk over. Please walk over. Guys, in Lalish we have two holy spring, two holy water. One we call it Kanyespi, the one we saw
white
with
fountain.
the white spring, and then the other one they call it Zemzem.
Zemzem,
Also,
it's like the same in Mecca.
Yes,
huh?
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know a coincidence.
What the relation
or-
is.
Yeah, I have no idea. But also they call it the Zemzem here, and also we are not allowed to go like the other one. We
Okay.
It's only for Yazidi.
Okay.
But the difference between this one and the other one, in this in Zamzam well or Zamzam spring, man goes separately and then woman. So they don't go together.
Okay.
Unless if they are family. Usually, first the woman they go and then man. They don't go together because if they go together, they become brother and sister.
Oh.
That's how they
I see.
believe.
Okay. Right, okay, so we've arrived at the tomb of Sheikh Adi. He was a very important Yazidi leader about 1,000 years ago. Some Yazidis consider him kind of a saint-like figure. They'll come here, they'll make 7 laps of his tomb in order to make sure that their wishes are granted. So this Sheikh was very famous because he created a black book, so a book similar to the Quran, to the Bible, in order to claim that Yazidis were part of the same family, religious family as the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims. Now, for reasons unknown, that book has been lost, so Yazidis can't access it at the minute, but he still holds a very important role in Yazidi faith and history.
Yeah. So this is the sign of the new year. So next April, they remove this and they put the new one.
I see. So this was put here on the 17th of April.
Yeah.
Okay, the Yazidi New Year. Yeah. All right. Right.
Okay. So the rock, they call it Wishes Rock.
Wishes Rock.
Wishes Rock.
We just saw a young lady here.
Yeah, lady. So what she did, she make a wish like Abdullah he show you now.
Okay.
He closed his eyes, and then through the fabric. If the fabric landed on the top of rock,
very good.
That's her wishes come true.
I think
But
yeah.
it has to be closed eyes.
Okay.
مغمض العينين.
Right.
You can try for
Abdullah is very skilled
No,
in
I
this.
think he is cheating. He opened his eyes. I think, but I don't know. Okay, so he said no. So, okay. Okay.
Say
You want
Amjad.
to try?
I'll try. Okay. Say okay, right. Okay. So I've already had one, well, I've already made one or two wishes today.
You have to
3.
Three.
No,
Three.
Yeah.
This one you make one wish. And
Okay.
you throw,
I get
you
3
try for
attempts.
3 times, yeah.
Okay, right. Almost?
Go bring it. Then one more time.
Good one, Jack.
One more time.
Okay.
Yeah. Close your eyes while you throw it.
That's good. Thank you.
This jar, if you remember, I showed you the pool that they made olive oil.
Yes,
So
yeah.
they used to storage olive oil here in this jar, but not anymore because at least 300 years old jar. Most of them are broken. Still, they put some as a keeping traditional. They put some olive oil in this jar, but they have another big storage for olive oil because in March they make like tons of olive oil. Yeah.
Cool. People here in Lalish have kindly invited us to share a meal with them. We're really happy to be here with you today. Zordas Spas, Zordas Moshbal, we're on delicate.
So welcome. You are so welcome, and we are happy to have you here with us in Lalish, and happy that you are with us in lunch.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Join us.
Yeah, thank you.
So kind.
Please start because they are waiting for you.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Okay, so this is serupe.
Oh, I see.
Try it. It's really good. This
Really?
one. Yeah.
Okay. How do I eat it?
I think it's Iraqi traditional food.
Okay. So this is
how
the,
you? Yeah.
this is the
No,
stomach.
wait. It's sewing. You know, there's a sewing here. So
Yeah.
take this, put it in your plate.
Okay.
Take it,
This.
yes,
Right.
and then take out. Put in your plate.
Right.
Take out the. I don't know in English what you call it. The sewing thing.
La cocedura.
Cazadora.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay,
You can
open.
open it now.
Maybe there's another one. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I see. And the rice is inside.
Inside. So some people they eat this stomach, the skin. Some
Yeah.
people they don't eat
They
it.
just
It's
eat
up
the
to you.
rice.
Eat
Right.
the rice, exactly.
But you can eat the.
You can.
You can.
Yeah, you can.
can, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
can.
But some people doesn't eat it, some yes. But it's good.
You can
Yeah.
taste it.
Yeah.
It does taste a bit like haggis infused rice. It tastes like something we have in Scotland. Yeah. It tastes quite similar, quite kind of fatty, like the mutton, packery as well. It's good. It's very good. Yeah.
Try some rice.
One thing that's worth saying about the Yazidi people is that whilst they're the oldest religion in the history, they've also struggled a lot over history in order to retain their identity, their religion. First of all, when Islam came here in the 7th century, but even recently as well. So the Yazidis suffered a lot when the Islamic State arrived. There was a big massacre in Shingal, which is the biggest Yazidi town within Iraqi Kurdistan. Hundreds of people died, women taken as sex slaves. But it's really important that we come to places like this and learn about the Yazidi culture and how it continues to endure against adversity to this day. Now going to the final stop, the final big stop of today's tour. We've got it right in front of us there. It is the small and very old town of Amedi. So, Babroid.
استاد دست راست لسه دینگه کیه؟ عبدالله کعب سکو دیکمو باش دست خوش دو نعرف
So we've arrived at the historic town of Amedi. As you can see just in front of us, the town is perched upon that cliff. So there has been human settlement in Amedi from at least 3000 BC. The earliest known people from there are the Mitanni from the 16th century BC. They lived alongside the Assyrians and the Hittites. So we'll go look at their gate in the city in a minute. This was also a place where Jews, Christians and Muslims have co-inhabited peacefully for centuries. So we're also going to go look at, you might be able to just see there the minaret of the Grand Mosque in Amedi as well, that also has an interesting past. So let's go. Very good, very nice. So we're now inside the Grand Mosque of Amedi. This has been a mosque since the 12th century. Prior to that, it was a church, and prior to that, it was a pagan temple of the Mitanni, the original peoples who inhabited Amedi in the 16th century BC.
Where's the proof?
It looks like a church.
Exactly.
With the arches.
Have you seen mosque like this ever?
No, and also this is like a nave.
Nave.
In a
What's nave?
cathedral. It's like the bit that goes horizontally. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Do you see? This is exactly church architecture. So what is the proof this was a Mitanni temple?
Tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your homework for next time, when you come, you have to remove this white plastic and then remove the cement.
Okay. I need to bring tools next time.
Tools next time.
Okay.
And then you're gonna see like fish symbolic
and you said that is from the Mitanni, the fish.
And then the sun and all the things that maybe some carved of the Mitanni leader and maybe snake, whatever. Okay.
I see.
So this is next time excavation.
Excavation. We bring the tools, we get the permit, and we start going.
And
yeah. Okay.
That's what they say. They say this wall is covered by Mitanni symbolic, but I don't know which year they renovated with cement, and then recently with this plastic gypsum. I think it's
Gypsum plaster.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So when we converted to the mosque, we didn't have to destroy. They didn't destroy it. They just built mihrab. And minaret.
This is symbolises a direction to Mecca. No?
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
So, yeah. Guys, 5 times prayer. Except this one. first prayer in this. So today you heard this.
This is what woke us up?
Yes.
Okay.
Sunrise, no prayer.
Okay.
This is just to show you, if you don't pray between this time, you're gonna lose first prayer.
Okay.
So it's a sin.
So you need to pray between 3:23 and 5:07.
Exactly. Second, third, fourth, fifth prayer.
Okay.
This is the 5 times of prayer.
Okay.
Great.
Because this is perched on a hill and it is very hard to take over, this was a site of strategic importance for the Peshmerga in their conflict against the Iraqi state. So, when they held this in the 60s, the Iraqi government at the time bombed this area from the air, and it damaged this minaret from the 16th century. And as you can see, it's been renovated since then, and the brickwork at the very top there is very different from the rest of the minaret, which is from the, as I said, 15th century. So we're in an abandoned synagogue in Amedi. There used to be Jews living here. None now. They've all emigrated to Israel, a bit like the situation in Erbil and the abandoned Jewish area that we saw there as well. So, Haval, what's the proof that this used to be a synagogue? Okay. Oh, right. Okay, Hebrew.
Yes.
Yes.
The tomb of Rabbi.
Oh.
The tomb of one of the Rabbi. But there is a question. The synagogue gone. Why the tomb is still here? Because local people think this one is the tomb of one of the Jewish prophet.
Right.
In Islam, we have to believe and respect all prophets. We say God sent 144,000 prophets to human.
Yeah.
So the last one is Muhammad. But we have to believe in all prophets. Like for us, Jesus is a holy, Moses is a holy, Abraham. And local thing, this is one of the prophets of Jewish.
And what is the name of this prophet? Do we know?
No.
No.
According to local, they say Ezekiel. But it's not true because Ezekiel tomb are in Najaf, in Al-Kifl.
Okay.
Okay, I've been there.
Okay.
So, but according to this Hebrew, it says a tomb of one of the rabbi.
Okay, and of course we've got the Star of David just up there.
And
Yeah.
here I don't know what's written this.
No, me neither.
So anyway, let's
Yeah.
go to the gate.
Okay, right.
That's the Mitani leader on the corner. Do you see his head?
Yeah.
Actually, the head is not original, but the body is original because this is renovated. The other architecture is all date back to 2nd century BC.
2nd century BC.
2,200 years ago.
Okay. Because the Mitanni,
Yeah.
they were in this area for
this
the
area.
first millennium BC,
Exactly.
all the way back to the 16th century
Yeah.
BC,
Exactly.
according to Wikipedia.
According to Wikipedia. And this was the main gate to the city, and then this was the path to the city. So they called Mosul Gate because it's faced to Mosul.
I see.
Or Bahdinan Gate because Bahdinan Principality were here.
And I suppose this is a very strategic place because it's very hard to get into,
Exactly.
being on top of a hill.
Yeah, the city is on the castle. You can see the natural wall, is all surrounded by natural wall.
Yes.
So it's impossible for enemy to make it into the city unless if they come through the gate. If you come with me, I show you the place for the soldier where they guard the gate.
Let's go. So we're now inside.
You can give this to Abdullah. He go inside.
Yeah. Right. Okay. This is Abdullah Cam.
Abdullah come, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Abdullah, in your hands.
Abdullah, Right, we're on Abdullah Cam. Yeah, we're on Abdullah Cam because it's quite a small space to get into. So we're now in the gate, and Abdullah is in the place that the soldiers would guard the gate from, because there's a window, pencere, at the way, from which you can see the whole of the plain and anything coming from the direction of Mosul. That's Khosh. Good work. Okay. So another famous legend about Amedi, we're not really quite sure what the whole truth of the matter is. People have different theories, right? Is that the three wise men from the Bible set off from here to visit the baby Jesus in Bethlehem. Well, at least that is one theory. Another theory is that one of the men was born here. Another theory is that rather than them all coming from Amedi, they set off from Amedi. We will never know. That secret will be left to the mystery of the past. Wonderful. Chinese here though? Yeah. Right, so another point of interest on our last day here in Kurdistan. So this is another of the 7 palaces that Saddam Hussein had in Kurdistan. This one is from 1984. He'd come here twice a year, once in the winter, once in the summer, and it was protected by this massive wall that goes all around the palace. Since then, if you come over here, some local artists from Duhok, about 50 kilometers from here, have done a massive mural here, and this is to commemorate the victory of the Peshmerga against the Islamic State in, I think, 2017. So we've arrived in Duhok, our final destination here in Iraqi Kurdistan, and after 13 days here, we can say that we've been nothing but amazed by the depth of the culture, the history here. I mean, we've not had a bad meal yet either. The food has been remarkable, but what will remain endure in our minds first and foremost is the warmth, the compassion of the Kurdish people who've invited us into their homes to feed us so we can sleep there, to talk about the culture. So tomorrow it's off to Turkey, so we'll see you there.